Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium. Already got the tongue over the eye teeth, and I can't see what I'm saying before we've even started. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching Tommy's TV on YouTube and ACAA TV. ACAA men's basketball, the visiting Holland Hurricanes, and your host, St. Thomas Tommies. Tommies come into this one atop the conference at 12-2. On a one-game losing streak, though, they lost their last game February 1st at Crandall. They won the Saturday in triple overtime and sneaked one out, 121-118, that I thought Crandall maybe should have won. Lost by 16 on the Sunday, 97-81. Marcus Wilson, 17 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. Jevin Eddy with 14 points, 13 rebounds for STU. Luca Del Bosco, 18 points, 10 boards, 4 assists. Colby McIntosh, 18 points. Tommies, they made less turnovers, had more rebounds, had more field goal attempts, less three-point field goal attempts. So a lot of those are indicators that maybe the Tommies deserved a better fight. They just did not shoot well. There's some of the things that I look at. Field goal attempts is one of the things. You get more field goal attempts, you get more free throw attempts. Quite often, you're the winner at this level. Hurricanes, they're coming off a big win, maybe the biggest of the season. They took down second place Mount St. Vincent, give Mount St. Vincent their third loss. That was last Sunday, 87-75. The Hurricanes led by 19 at half, 49-30. Chase Tynes doing Chase Tyne things for the Mystics. 16 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Isaiah Cromwell-Wright added 13 points. Tynes, by the way, if you're asking me right now, and I don't get a vote, don't have a vote, he would be my ACAA Player of the Year, still with about 4 games each left remaining on the schedule. Spencer Rossiter added 21 points, 9 rebounds for the Hurricanes, along with Zachary Dawkins, 21, 4 and 4. Hurricanes outshot the Mystics 46% to 34%. Big difference there was Isaiah Cromwell-Wright, Adam Callahan, uncharacteristically combined to go 4 of 21 in that Sunday contest. A couple of outstanding shooters there. You're not going to see that very often from Misters Callahan and Cromwell-Wright. Isaiah Cromwell-Wright, the leading scorer in the circuit. Teams have played once before. That was back on November 22nd at Holland. It was 86-82 STU. Marcus Wilson, 31. Evan Villain, 14. Jevin Eddy, 14. The Hurricanes, Zachary Dawkins, 26. Spencer Rossiter with 17. Tommies outshot the Hurricanes 45% to 40% in that contest. A tight game. We're just about set for starters O-Canada. Maybe just starters. I think we had O-Canada earlier, so just starters. And first will be for the visiting Hurricanes. Up first is number 3, Spencer Rossiter. 16 points a game out of Summerside in his 4th year. Reigning ACAA Athlete of the Week is Spencer Rossiter. 4 is Quentin Martin. Martin out of Thorncliffe Park, Ontario in his first year, 9.5 points. Number 8 is Zachary Dawkins. 3rd year out of Edmonton, 16 and 0.3 points. He leads the Hurricanes in that category. Number 14 is Jareel Tomlinson out of Ajax, Ontario. 6'8" in his first year, 7.3 points. And Owen Parsons, a 3rd-year center, 6'8" out of Hebville, Nova Scotia. Averages just under 10 points a contest. Is the 5th starter for the Canes. Parsons back in good health, as are the Hurricanes. Quick chat with Coach Kendrick prior to this one. He said, hey, we're finally getting everybody back. We've had 3 and 4 guys out hurt. And that's been a challenge for us, starting to have better practices, getting it together, not doing as much looking for lineups as they are getting things tuned up the way they want them to work. bodes well for the Hurricanes down the stretch. Starters now for the Tommies, and it's the Tommies men of the first here with the new light show at St. Thomas. It's a little more effective when it's darker out, but not bad here nonetheless. Number 3, Vincent Littleton. Number 5 is Marcus Wilson. Number 9 is Evan Villain. 10 is CJ Hansen. And 21 will be Jevin Eddy. Tommies have had a couple good weeks of practice, according to Coach Hickey. And I talked to a few people, in the time leading up here and since Christmas time. And the resounding opinion on this Tommies team is they haven't looked quite the same as they did prior to Christmas. And they've taken a couple losses here in the second half, one to a very good St. John team, and of course at Crandall. And I think that's going to see the Tommies a little more focus in practice and a little more push here to get back the way they were playing in the first half. Tommies in control. Wilson to the tin. No good. First rebound of the game goes to the Hurricanes. Rossiter on the drive, stopped by Littleton. Now Littleton out of the pack. And Littleton kicks for Eddy. Eddy, extra pass to Hansen. That's a 3. You can really see the Tommies' frustration almost all weekend long, really, in watching those Crandall games on video. Particularly in the Sunday, they were a couple of real foul-filled contests. Nice finish inside. Jareel Tomlinson, pardon me. 3-2 Tommies knocked out. The officials for this one, it's Misters Redpath, Richard, and Jeffrey. They are the 3 charged with making sure all goes according to Hoyle and the official rules of basketball in this one. A little double high post set there for Stu. Results in a good look for Evan Villain. He collects his own rebound outside for Littleton for a easy release 3-pointer. 6-2 Tommies. Punched away by Littleton. Long pass from Hansen. Up for Littleton, and he misses the lay-in. Vince Littleton, I think, heard the footsteps coming that time. Tried to protect the ball with the rim and just flubbed it up. There's Rossiter. Been outstanding this season. Has been Spencer Rossiter, makes the triple. Rossiter won a championship here in this gym with the Hurricanes. I'm going to say that was 2023. Can't remember the exact year. Might have been 24. Eddy scores on the inside. Yeah, that's going to have to be 23, I think. St. John, Holland. And then back here, I think that's right. Tommy's foul. Jareel Tomlinson will go to the line. Tomlinson, a 70% free throw shooter. 5 boards to go with those 7 points a game that I talked about earlier. Front rim on the second. Tommy's up a deuce as Wilson goes to work. Hansen rises. Too strong, but it's Eddy who comes away with the rebound. Now Jevin Eddy stops, pops. Back rim that time for Eddy. Eddy, one of the top shooters by percentage here in the conference. Off for Villain. Villain stripped on the way up. That's going to be Tommy's ball. That's Jareel Tomlinson. Tommy sort of 4 flat on the baseline inbound that time. A lot of hands swinging there at that shot, and rebound controlled by the Hurricanes. Quentin Martin takes on Vince Littleton. That 3-pointer doesn't drop for Dawkins, but it's the Hurricanes on the offensive glass. Rossiter Tomlinson. Oh, fancy dribble, Tomlinson. Through the legs there to get some space on Villain. Couldn't quite get that finger roll to go. There's Littleton tacking the rim again. And Spencer Rossiter will pick up the foul. I just love the story of Spencer Rossiter. Stepped away from the game and studies, to look after a couple of young children he has with his partner, one of which needs treatment at the IWQA. There's a fundraiser in one of the games next weekend against UNBSJ at Holland for the Rossiter family. So if you're a Hurricanes fan, check out the Hurricanes social media for details on that one. Parsons fights for the board inside. There's Eddie, who gets the second attempt from Tomlinson. Wilson jump stop in the key, scores 2. Can help out the Rossiter family, please. You know, if you're on the island, check out that fundraiser. Tomlinson that time tried the backward shot. It's usually better if you can get a look face on at the rim, but Tomlinson tried the over-the-shoulder look. Inside, Parsons. An easy to, a little blown assignment there somewhere by the Tommies on the inbound. Eddie and Littleton can't quite get things to work. Subs for the Tommies. Here comes Zach Duell, Riverlands. And is there somebody else? I think there's somebody else. Who's behind the backboard? It's Caleb Schulten. There's the somebody else. Got a good seat, but it's a slightly obstructed view here, as many are by the post and the backboard. The near corners, I have some obstruction, and that's where Schulten was hiding. There's Lands behind the arc. Smooth release, Riverlands. Tommies up 15-8 through a little over 4 minutes of play. Duell puts the brakes on Dawkins. Martin. Oh, nice move, Quentin Martin. Coach Kendrick says, hey, my first-year players, they're starting to get it. They're starting to play really well for me. One of them there in Martin. Pass intended for Duell. Tomlinson, nice move inside. Can't get that one to drop, though. That's going to be out of bounds off of the Hurricanes. Over to the Tommies with a 5-point lead. So far through 5 minutes, I would describe Jareel Tomlinson as springy. There's Schulten behind the arc, quiet release. He scores another 3 for Stu. You give him the open shot, he's going to knock it down. Schulten, the second year with the Tommies out of Fredericton High School. Oh, fancy feet that time. Extra pass outside. Hurricanes 3 from Dawkins, rimmed out. Duell for Wilson. Wilson into a sea of maroon jerseys. Has it knocked away? Here comes some subs for the Hurricanes. 13, Vashon Ford. 6'4" wing player, listed as a guard forward. 2 is Jaden Martin. And also in, I think that's number 6. It is 6, Darrell Bedminster. Bedminster out of Hamilton, 4th year, 5'10" guard. And Jaden Martin, 3rd year point guard out of East York at 5'9". Rossiter works the turnover against Schulten. High off glass, and that one drops through from Spencer Rossiter. Shades of Logan Rempel on that one for me. Villain bodied by Vashon Ford. .14 on the shot clock, inbound inside Villain. That's going to be called on the shot for Evan Villain. It's going to be the third team foul on the Hurricanes, the first on Jareel Tomlinson. It's going to send Villain to the bucket. Evan Villain, 15.8 points, 7.2 boards, and just a shade under 70% from the free throw line is Villain. Tommy's come into this one, best offense in the conference, scoring 100 a game. The Hurricanes score 78. That's good for fifth. Tommy's give up 85 points, and the Hurricanes 78. So not a lot of differential in the Hurricanes, what they score and what they give up, and that would be why the record is around even as well. Foul goes on Riverlands. Owen Parsons in for Vashon Ford. And to the line for the Hurricanes is Jason Tomlinson, wearing number 5. Brother to Jareel. That one is wide left. A little zone here for the Hurricanes, and they get the tie-up on Riverlands. Is there anybody in the conference really who makes more out of small guards than Tim Kendrick? Back to Kyrie Thompson, Cheatham, forget the first name. Well, those types of players just thrive in Kendrick's system. Well coached are the Hurricanes, as are the Tommies and other teams around the conference. There's Riverlands making a triple that time. Rossiter from the elbow, rebound Schulten. Wilson with the score. Just thinking he was fouled on that too. Tommy's now doubling up the Hurricanes, 24-12. Fouled on the way to the bucket is Jaden Martin. Subs back in for the Tommies. It's going to be Eddie Littleton and Hanson, first entry into the game for Gimby. Gimby out of St. John High School. And staying with those four is Zach Dool. On the line shooting 2, Jaden Martin. Jareel Tomlinson, Zachary Dawkins, Owen Parsons, and Darrell Bedminster, your 5 Hurricanes. There's Gimby. Gets right down Main Street, can't make the layup, but it's Jevin Eddy on the offensive board back for C.J. Hansen triple. And timeout Hurricanes. The three-point barrage is on here for the Tommies. I average 100. That would be 25 a quarter, sitting at 27 right now, a little over a minute to go in the first. Take a quick gander at the stats here. Tommy shooting 60% overall, perfect. 6 of 6 from beyond the three-point arc. The Hurricanes shooting 38%, 1 of 3 beyond the arc. Individual leaders, Rossiter has 5 for the Hurricanes. Jareel Tomlinson 3. Quentin Martin, Owen Parsons 2. Jaden Martin with 1. Round out the Hurricanes scoring. 2 fouls, Vashon Ford in his thus far brief appearance in the game. For the Tommies, Riverlands with 6. C.J. Hansen 6. Littleton 5. Wilson 4. Schulten 3, Eddie 2, Villain with 1. No Tommy with more than 1 foul. So we sit right here, 2:10 to play in quarter 1. The Tommies are lighting it up from outside. 6 for 6. Knocking down triples. Tommies out rebounding the Hurricanes 9-6 as well. It generally happens when you're making more shots. You're able to get the defensive rebounds on the opposition misses. Tomlinson picked it up against Gimby. That's going to be over for Jaden Martin. Rebound there, Vince Littleton. Littleton, Gimby. Jevin Eddy, nice move inside Eddy. Left that one a little short. Hansen. Foul is going to be either Parsons or Tomlinson. Let's see which number Mike Redpath flashes up. That is Tomlinson. And here comes Owen Parsons. Vashon Ford back in with those 2 fouls, pardon me. C.J. Hansen to the line, makes the first. Hansen, 11.9 points a game, 5 rebounds, 67%. Free throw shooter, knocks them both through. Tommies up 16 on the Hurricanes. Miss there from Jaden Martin. Rebound inside Ford. I think that's going to go on Jevin Eddy. No, Zach Duell, number 6. Here comes Riverlands in for Duell. Four team fouls apiece here, 1:20 to play in the quarter. A little too much spicy mustard on that one. From Dawkins to Vashon Ford. Lands. Easy release. Tommies finally miss from beyond the arc. Dawkins on the drive, rebound. Somehow into the hands of the Hurricanes. Thought Littleton had that one going to the floor. Another ball picked up inside by Dawkins. That one doesn't go. Again, the Hurricanes pick it up. That's into the hands of Jaden Martin. Darrell Bedminster. Fancy footwork into the paint. Foul on C.J. Hansen. Bedminster out of Hamilton, Ontario, fourth-year player. 8 points a game, nearly 80% from the stripe. Rebound by Ford. Ford nowhere to go. Sets it back up top for Jaden Martin. Martin long two, no good. Rebound lands off for Hansen. Hansen down low for Jevon Eddy, guarded by Vashon Ford. Eddy right to the tin for two. Vashon Ford was looking for the push-off. Shot clock is off, under 10 to go first quarter. Dawkins. Floater doesn't go. Eddy corrals the rebound. 31-14 STU after the first. Tommy's say they're playing perfect by any means. Like they've been a little loose on the defensive boards by times. But certainly starting to look a little bit more like the team I saw before Christmas than the one I've been watching post-break. We'll take this opportunity as well. I didn't realize we were having scholarship presentations after the women's game. In fact, I got downstairs ready to talk to some of the coaches and realized we were in presentations. Scholarships presented to STU women's players Alyssa Jeffrey, Charlie Connors, and Michaela Hansen, along with Cam Evans from the men's team. The bond scholarship to Jeffrey, I didn't catch the name of the award Charlie Connors was given, but it was the Francis Farrington Memorial for Michaela Hansen and Cam Evans. Good schedules to finish off for these clubs. Last weekend, the Hurricanes split at home versus Mount St. Vincent. Then they get the Tommies here, that Mount St. Vincent, the number 2 team. The Tommies here, the number 1 team, and then they finish at home next weekend against what's currently the number 3 team, UNBSJ. Of course, those top 3 positions, still room to be shuffled around as we finish out the schedule here. So great time for the Hurricanes to be tested against the best. And boy, if they could go 3-3 in those games, they could split with each club. They'd have to be feeling pretty good about themselves, having gotten recent wins on the board against the top 3 teams in the conference. They're pretty much settled in to the 4-5 matchup with Crandall at this point. Crandall lost today. They're up to 6-9. The Hurricanes 6-8. Gimby's Turner off the glass doesn't go. Parsons with the miss. Rebound lands. Quick get back by the Hurricanes. The Tommies will run a little half court here. Eddy against Parsons. Eddy, little shoulder fake. Tried the half hook shot. Tracked down by Eddy and is going to be fouled by Tomlinson. Coach Kendrick doesn't like that one. Second one on Tomlinson. Official is going to talk about it. And 14 seconds, going to have 21 on the shot clock. Guess that was the confusion there. I hadn't been watching to see where we were prior to that shot. Littleton, wastes no time, gets one off. Eddy on the rebound for Hansen. Hansen, Tommies have cooled off beyond the arc. Rossiter kicks. Up from Martin, left short. Pair of Martins and a pair of Tomlinsons. When in doubt, I'm just going to guess one of those names. Gimby on the inbound catch for Lands. Oh, nice cut, Eddy. Nice finish as well. Riverlands, beautiful delivery to Jevin Eddy. Eddy, to me, has been a steadying force for the Tommies. Eddy keeps the dribble alive for Littleton. One-hand runner. Teardrop drops. Off the bench for the Hurricanes. Number 12, Braden McDonald, will check in at the next opportunity. Hansen's going to pick up another foul as Dawkins tried to turn the corner. Marcus Wilson, Evan Villain in. Jack Gimby, CJ Hansen out. Oh, there's a dandy finish inside by Tomlinson. Rises and flushes that one home with a rim rocker. The other end, it's Lands. Down here at this end, that rim is still a swaying. Woo, that's into the back row of the lower bowl. They're the expensive seats, those ones over there. You get your best metal bleacher and tile wall to lean against. Littleton. Rebound and tied up. Eddy and Dawkins. It's going to be Dawkins who picks up the foul, tying up Jevin Eddy. That's a tough box out for Zach Dawkins, taking on the size of Eddy. Oh, beautiful cut, Jevin Eddy, and nicely delivered by Riverlands. Eddy just backdoors the entire Hurricane squad. Finds himself all alone underneath. Wilson stops Martin, around for Rossiter. There's McDonald, who's checked in. Tomlinson, 15-footer is good. Eddy for Villain. Villain against McDonald. Good defense, Braden McDonald. Rossiter for Dawkins, knocked away Vince Littleton. Here's Khalil Smith, 6'6", fifth-year player out of Holland. Out of Dartmouth, in for Holland College. And in for the Tommies, number 11, Quinn DeVries. DeVries will have to tuck in the laundry there before he's ready to play. We're all set here. Legal screen called on Braden McDonald. It's not where you want to give the ball over. You're the Hurricanes. First on McDonald, third this quarter. DeVries misses the lob attempt. And tied up inside DeVries and Braden McDonald. Jump ball called here. Those two go to the ground. And DeVries, a little fist bump with Vince Littleton saying, hey, great pass. And good work by both those players going to the ground and realizing they were just both fighting for the ball and not get into anything extra there on the ground. No malicious intent on either party is what I'm trying to say. Another illegal screen called on Braden McDonald. Coach Kendrick, I think, disagreeing with that second call. Tipped. Littleton recovers. Off for Wilson. A dozen to shoot. Wilson rises from 18. Rebound, Villain inside. Stripped away on the way up. Ahead for Quentin Martin against Marcus Wilson. Body called, not called on that play. Extra pass from Rossiter. Corner three, no good. Rebound, Giovanetti. There's DeVries, back for Littleton. Littleton inside Villain. And that's going to be the third foul on Braden McDonald. Coach Kendrick, maybe rightfully so, is saying, hey, how come we didn't get the foul down here? To be a bit of a body. It's going to send Villain to the line. And it is the third on Braden McDonald. Timeout there on the score. You hear Coach Kendrick call for that one from up here. And I think this part of this timeout may be to have a discussion with the officials. Yeah, it certainly is. Midway through the second quarter here. Tommy's 44. The Hurricanes 18. A quiet weekend of basketball in the ACAA. It's Crandall at St. John. They played earlier. St. John took that one. They'll play again tomorrow. And that's it. No other games to talk about. Number of teams on the bye week, 4 playing. That means 3 are off. A pretty full slate of action next weekend as we crawl or leap actually towards the end of the season. Feels like it's been really quick. Number 9, Fabian Colley with the white headband and armband in for the Hurricanes. Rossiter rises, scores a long 2. Littleton thought about it, instead sets it up for Wilson. Villain, DeVries. Long pass that time knocked away by Fabian Colley. And 2 and 6, Jaden Martin, Dorel Bedminster in for the Hurricanes. Wilson rises, shoots a 3, no good. Littleton fights for the rebound, knocks it out off of the Hurricanes. It was Jaden Martin. Villain catch on the inbound. Drives and partially blocked that time. Rossiter. Beauty feed. There's foul that time on the way to the bucket. They'll send Dorel Bedminster to the line. Bedminster, 78% free throw shooter, 8 points a game for Bedminster. And Quinn DeVries is going to need a sub here. That's not Happy Valentine's Day, I'll say that, for Quinn DeVries. Caleb Schulten has checked in. Schulten on the dribble for Marcus Wilson. Eddie, good low post position. And now Eddie goes to work. Oh, nice block that time by Khalil Smith. 7 on the shot clock. Tommies go 4 flat here on the inbound. Oh, nice inbound, Villain. And not sure if Colley got a piece of that on the way up, but Villain gets it through the hoop for 2. Tommies plus 25 on Holland. Martin, Smith, Martin. Little Euro step there, Martin. Some folks were thinking that was going to be a travel. Littleton for Wilson. Tried to get a little too fancy that time, I think, did the Tommies. Zach Duell, CJ Hansen check it back in. So a real 3-guard set here for STU with Duell, Wilson, Schulten. Rossiter bangs that one through. Hansen looking for Wilson, knocked out by Jaden Martin. Zach Dawkins will check in. It'll be for Spencer Rossiter. I love Rossiter back to school here with Holland. Over the lane. See that one right off the hand. Didn't get quite the release that he was looking for. Bedminster tries to bowl the way to the bucket. Can't get that one to go. Villain off to Hansen. Villain might have had that disrupted by Colley. Pardon me, by Dawkins. Smith on the miss. Colley and Schulten tied up, and that's going to be a foul on Schulten. I had some of Fabian Colley's games as a high schooler, I think with Millwood High at the Garytown Classic a few years ago. Boy, was he impressive as a high school player. Kick ball called. Martin trying to turn the corner there. Looked like he might have been getting the wing wrapped around. And Martin subbed out. Here's Jareel Tomlinson. Game's gotten a little more ragged here over the last few minutes. That time it is Fabian Colley who picks up the foul. We'll send Evan Villain to the line. On the bonus situation, Tommy's at 3 team fouls. That's just the 5th on Holland. So 2.5 minutes of bonus for the Tommies here to end the quarter. Villain rattles them both through, 48-24. Dawkins slams the brakes, rises, scores 2. I say stopped on a dime that time for Dawkins. But a dime might be too generous. That was stopping on a pinhead that time. Quick feet, Dawkins. Wilson for 3. The Tommies over the 50-point mark. Duel against Dawkins. Tomlinson looking for a tip, doesn't get it. Wilson on the rebound and the push out. Wilson right to the bucket, and that time going to draw a foul on Khalil Smith. Wilson, third in the conference in scoring. Pardon me, second. Tied for second in scoring. 19.4 points per game is Marcus Wilson. He's obviously the Tommies' leading scorer at 19-4 a contest. Wilson, second year of eligibility. Hometown Miramichi. We'll mention this is high school sectionals weekend here in New Brunswick. We'll know who's on the way to the Final 12 in Harbor Station. Well, we should already know. The games, I think the sectional finals are noon on Saturday. So those will already have been decided. We'll have to catch up to those. Most definitely some future ACAA players in those contests. Minute 10 to go. Rebounds Rossiter and the Hurricanes. Long distance shot missed by Dawkins. Villain on the board ahead. Wilson. Schulten for the kick out three. No good. Rebound. Cracked down though by Schulten. Tommy's going to get a second opportunity on this offensive possession. Villain from 18. Left short. Tomlinson on the board. Staying with that springy for Tomlinson. Like what I see here out of Jareel. Wilson zip pass. Villain saves it. Back out to Schulten. Inside Duel all alone. And Duel beats the swat of Tomlinson and Dawkins and scores a two. Parsons against Villain. Size advantage there, Owen Parsons. 25-point Tommy's lead at halftime. 55-30 over the visiting Holland Hurricanes. Get 15 on the board here. Come back with a couple minutes left in the half. I'll give you a rundown of the first half stats. Get us teed up for the second half. I'm Bill Gibson. I'll see you in about 13 minutes or so for those stats. Hi fans, welcome back here to the LB Gym. I'm Bill Gibson, privileged to be in my perch here at the Palace they call the Pit. Tommy's up 25 on the Hurricanes at halftime men's basketball. You're watching Tommy's TV and ACAA TV. Pleased to be bringing you this contest. 55-30 at halftime. Tommy's 31-14 in the first quarter, 24-16 in the second. That adds up to the 55-30 score. The Hurricanes 30 points, 12 of 38 shooting. That's 32%. 2 of 13 beyond the arc. That's only 15, 4 of 10 from the line. The Tommies 55 points, 18 of 41 for 44%. Cooled off dramatically from beyond the arc. They started 6 of 6. They finished 8 of 16. So 2 of their final 10 for the Tommies beyond the arc. 11 of 12 from the free throw line for 92%. Turnovers, the Hurricanes 9, the Tommies 7. Rebounds favor the Tommies 26-22. Assists 10-4 for STU. Fouls are close. Bench points 14-3 Tommies. And individual leaders first. For Holland, it's Rossiter with 10 points, 4 rebounds. Jareel Tomlinson, 9 points and 4 boards. Owen Parsons, only 4 points, but also 4 boards. Nobody with a crooked number in the assist column, that's telling. And foul trouble, Braden McDonald 3, Vashawn Ford with 2. Leaders for the Tommies, Vince Littleton had 9. Marcus Wilson has 9. River Lands has 9. CJ Hansen has 8. Jevin Eddy has 8. Evan Villain has 7. Villain leads with 6 rebounds. Also leads with 4 assists. 2 fouls Hansen, 2 fouls Zach Duell. Tommy's ball to start the half. Littleton beyond the arc. Starts the Tommies out on the right track here for half number 2. Littleton, Wilson, Villain, Eddy, along with Hansen for STU. Jareel Tomlinson misses there. He's joined by Quentin Martin, Owen Parsons, Spencer Rossiter, and Zach Dawkins. Littleton rises, misses that shot. Rossiter out to Parsons. He can shoot the triple. Off the mark this time from the big man from Hebville. Wilson lost it on the way to the bucket, picked up by Holland. Fancy dribble by Quentin Martin. Martin, Rossiter. Dawkins. That one doesn't drop. Dawkins and Littleton fight for the ball, and going to have a foul here bodying up Vince Littleton. And that's going to be the first foul on Littleton. Rossiter inbounds for Martin. Down low, Parsons. Jareel Tomlinson, that doesn't go. He's going for the rebound, Zachary Dawkins. And Littleton and Dawkins tied up there. Second foul on Littleton. He'll come out in favor of Caleb Schulten. Didn't get a real good look at that one and how that one happened. Subs in Khalil Smith. We'll check in for Zachary Dawkins. Dawkins, a little hard tumble there to the court, will get the opportunity, and Coach Kendrick with a little chat to Dawkins on the way off the court, make sure he's all right. Hurricanes turnover gives it over to the Tommies. Wilson rises, misses. Rebound by Smith, and here is Quentin Martin. Little runner, one hand, goes for Martin. Eddy off for Wilson. Wilson looks to split a pair of Hurricanes into the eye of the storm there. And a blocking called on Holland College. That's going to be on Tomlinson, and it's going to be 3 on Tomlinson. Wilson good on the first. And the second. Tomlinson against Eddy. Rebound tracked down by Quentin Martin. Villain gets to within 14 feet, hands off to Eddy. Fakes reverse lay-in. Oh, pretty move, Jevin Eddy. Parsons, high post catch. Back for Martin. Good closeout by Eddy. Get a hand up on Quentin Martin. Eddy baseline, squares up. He's going to go drive kick. Villain. On the run is Quentin Martin. No one home there on the pass from Martin. Hansen misses the triple. Now Martin guarded by Wilson. From the elbow, left it short, popped up into the hands of Wilson. Has Eddy with him on the run. Little dish pass for Jevin Eddy. Tough catch, tough finish. Good hands, Jevin Eddy. Beautiful dime from Marcus Wilson. Tomlinson defended by Eddy. Scholten. Oh, looking for the alley-oop off the board, but it's Jevin Eddy who cleans it up. Smith. Hansen on the rebound. Off for Eddy. Wilson rises. Three-pointer rimmed out. Evan Villain blocked on the putback by Jarrell Tomlinson, but Caleb Scholten with the steal. Jevin Eddy gets his own rebound and scores another 2. Too easy for the Tommies on the inside right now. Hurricanes got to get bodies on players. Smith on the drive. Tomlinson catch, put back for 2. Scholten and Smith. A little body-to-body action there on the run up the court. Foul on the rebound on Khalil Smith. And here comes 4 new Hurricanes and several new Tommies. We'll wait till the fire drill stops here and we'll see who we've got out there. We've got Jaden Martin, Vashon Ford, Darrell Bedminster, Khalil Smith, and Zach Dawkins for the Canes. That's Villain to the rim for 2 more. Villain lands, Scholten, Duel, and Wilson for Stu. Tommies pouring on the gas here in this quarter. Nice finish inside by Khalil Smith. Back for Martin. Rebound lands, crashing the boards. Vashon Ford. He'll pick up a foul on a rebound. I think the Hurricanes be okay with that aggression. It's going to be the third on Ford. Wilson uses a Villain screen, gets matched up with Ford. Duel for Villain. Offensive foul, Evan Villain. Charge taken, Darrell Bidminster. Villain just puts up a hand, says, yep. Probably trying to force a little too much contact that time. Hawkins rises too strong. Smith on the board, but put back. No good. There's Ford on the third attempt. Make it 4 attempts. Finally fouled. I think this is going to go on Villain. It's going to be his third. And that's the type of tenacity the Hurricanes are looking for on the glass. Vashon Ford. Villain inbound for Lands. Duel, Lands, Villain down low. Nice move that time, Evan Villain. Reverse lay-in. Around Dawkins. Now Dawkins at Villain, met him at the rim. Vashon Ford looking for the rebound. Instead, it's Duel. Ahead for Wilson. Oh, Wilson. Can't get that to go. Khalil Smith was certainly on Wilson's mind as he went to the bucket that time. Comes Vince Littleton in. And Wilson out. Littleton picked up a couple quick fouls here to start the third quarter. And getting tied up with Zach Dawkins a couple times. Smith, nice drive. Needed to get that one up off the window that time, I think, for Smith. Duel, triple. Rims out. Rebound, Dawkins. Dawkins on a push, quick feet. Right to the rim, offensive rebound and foul by Villain. That's going to be 4 on Evan Villain. He'll have to come out of this contest. And here comes Jevin Eddy. Try to tighten things up on the inside for the Tommies. Rossiter and Jason Tomlinson, along with Fabian Colley, will check in at the next opportunity. On the line here is Zach Dawkins. And here comes that triumvirate of Hurricanes. Tommy started the quarter red hot, has since cooled off the scoring pace. Littleton on the miss, Schulten on the rebound, back for Littleton. Now Schulten, extra pass to the corner for Riverlands, free. Martin, quick feet. got right to the bucket. I think might have tried to do a little too much with the shot that time, did Martin. Duel on the drive. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Gimby in for Caleb Schulten. Here comes Quentin Martin. In as well. Out will be Jaden Martin. Great article on acaa.ca on the brotherly connection here with the Holland Hurricanes. Let's see, they're posted this week or last week, sometime in the last couple weeks. That article up on the Martins and the Tomlinsons. Check that out if you haven't already. Colley kicks for Martin, and that is no good, but River lands. Caught with the toes in the tulips that time. Out of bounds. Minute 32 to go here, third quarter. Rossiter back for Martin. Oh, off-balance shot from Martin that time into the hands of C.J. Hansen. Hansen on the fly. I think needed to give that one up a little sooner, did C.J. Hansen. He was looking for a seam to the bucket. Littleton will pick up another foul on Quentin Martin. Martin gives the Hurricanes their 40th point of the contest. Make it 41 now. Gimby, jab and go. Now down low, Eddie. Surrounded. Out for Littleton. Extra pass, Hanston. Now back outside for Riverlands. Another triple. Martin rises. Short, and we've got a foul somewhere here. We'll be shooting 2. It's going to be on Littleton. That's going to be 4 on Littleton. Caleb Schulten back in. I think all 4 this quarter for Littleton. Colley to the line. And makes them both. Colley, of course, one of the great Nova Scotia basketball family names. Makes you pay attention immediately when you see the name Colley and a basketball in the hand, that's for sure. Hansen with a deflection. Hurricanes were looking for a foul. Might have the case there, actually. Rossiter with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Extra pass, and that one is missed by Bedminster, corralled by Jevanetti. Tommy's 79, the Hurricanes 43, as we take the third quarter break. Mind of other action around the conference, it was Going to be SJ over Crandall earlier today. They'll play tomorrow. Women at 12, men at 2, and here tomorrow it's 1 and 3, men and women, and that's it. That's all for this Valentine's Day weekend. Grab your sweetheart, bring them on down here to the LB gym tomorrow. Seniors Day for the Tommies program. Always a bit of an emotional time. And looking ahead for these clubs, I've already mentioned. So the Tommies' last home weekend. They'll finish up next weekend, Saturday at 6, Sunday at 5 at the Mount St. Vincent University Mystics. Should be some dandy action there, as well as at Holland College. They host the third place in hard charging, won 5 in a row. UNB SJ Sea Wolves. Seawolves sit at 4 losses and do not own tiebreakers over either STU or Mount St. Vincent. So they need one of those two teams above them, STU or Mount St. Vincent, to end up with a 5th loss in order to jump into a bye position. Very possible. And a tough matchup. They've got victories, single victories over STU and Mount St. Vincent already this season. They will be a tough out as defending champion. Good start to the quarter for the Canes with a couple on the board. Hanson, Eddy, Duel, Gimby, and Schulten for STU. Both Villain and Littleton in some foul trouble. Tough pass from Duel for Schulten. And for Holland College, with the ball there is Jaden Martin. Khalil Smith wears 10. 12 is Braden Martin. 9 is Fabian Cully. And we've also got Vashon Ford in 13. There's Ford. From the wing, doesn't go. Rebound Hanson. Gimby beyond the arc. That rims out. Nice rebound, Khalil Smith. Out of bounds on the end line is Khalil Smith. Your leaders in this one for Holland, Jareel Tomlinson 11 and 6 boards. Spencer Rossiter 10 points. Quentin Martin, Owen Parsons 4 points each. Make Jareel Tomlinson with 9 points, just updated as I was. Oh, something's way off here. Hold on. Let's see if I can get a refresh. I'm still way back in the third quarter at 60-32 in my stats. Yeah, let's just put that phone down and wait till that catches up somewhere along the line. Ignore everything I just said about the stats. You're clearly not correct. Back out for Smith. Off the heel of the rim, rebound for Hanson. Hanson. Nice defense by Fabian Colley. He is uber athletic, is Colley. As is Hanson as well. Hanson out of Manchester, England. Here comes Martin. Marcus Wilson back in. That was a combination of Marcus and Wilson that I got Martin out of somehow. Eddy. Inside, rises, shoots. Can't get that one to go. Might have had a better catch and shoot initially. Khalil Smith with a finish at the rim. A good quarter here for Holland thus far. I just wish the stats would catch up so I could tell you a little bit more about what's going on. Maybe if I just try, give this one more college try. Lead down to 29, 79-50. Foul, I believe, called on the floor this time. No, we're going to say shooting. Thought initially it was called on the floor. We'll send Caleb Schulten to the line. It's going to be a foul on Fabian Cully. Bucket goes, the foul shot doesn't. Oh, live stat still not caught up. So we'll give up on that, just go back to the game. Cully with a score. A lot of the times here, it's the reception in the building. Time it goes out off the computer and back into me here on my cell. It's not as quick as it could be. Eddie with another nice finish inside, 83-52. Tommy's come in averaging 100. They're 17 away from that. Nice screen and roll by Ford. Back to McDonald. And offensive foul, Braden McDonald. That's going to be his third of the offensive variety. 2 on illegal screens and that one. Kimby, Schulten, there's Eddie. That time faked. And offensive foul called on Jevin Eddie. Called on the hook. Only the first foul on Eddie. Strong work again from Jevin today. Everybody knows I love my bigs, those that play back to the basket and inside. That's largely because there was never any guard-like quality in me. Nobody wanted me handling the ball. That's for certain. Ford, nice back to the basket move over Cam Evans for the score. Riverlands tries another one from deep. That one off the mark, but Caleb Schulten cracks down the rebound. Marcus Wilson on the drive and score. And Wilson will go to the line. I think Fabian Colley will pick up another foul here. Wilson for the and one. Bedminster, Colley, Ford in the post against Cam Evans. Ford attacks the offensive glass up for a second time. Foul on Evans. Good work on the offensive glass for Vashon Ford. And Cam Evans over to visit with Coach Hickey to get a little bit of, this is what we want to do against this guy. First one drops through for Ford. Second one clean. Wilson beyond the arc. No good. Evans looking for the rebound, knocks it out of play. Holland ball. Comes Tomlinson back in of the Jareel variety. Bedminster looks to hand off to Colley. Caleb Schulten fly in the ointment that time. Bedminster rises, scores 2. Pretty release that time from Bedminster. Schulten inside Wilson. Good hesitation, rebound Evans. Back outside Duel on the reset. Now Evans, 10 to shoot. About 4:30 to play in this contest. Wilson tries to draw a foul and can't. Man advantage there for Holland as Wilson was slow to get up and back into play. Couldn't take advantage, rebound Tommy's. And now Riverlands misses, but Zach Duel on the rebound. And Duel looking for Evans on the zip pass of the cut. Jack Gimby in for Marcus Wilson. Tommy's with a full 5 off the bench. And now here comes Quinn DeVries for Caleb Schulten as Cam Evans goes to the line. Clean make for Evans. Evans in his second year out of FHS, 75% free throw shooter. And I tried the jigs, Holland, but it didn't work. Evans made it anyway. Smith back for Colley. Tomlinson off the side of the rebound. Evans on the rebound, I think fouled by Khalil Smith. And we're into the bonus situation, so we're going to walk the length of the court. That's 4 on Smith. And Evans will go right back to the line. Makes them both. Tommy's up 32, 90, 58 on the Hurricanes. They've been really in control of this one since partway through the second quarter. Nice little score off the window by Jason Tomlinson. And a takeaway by Bedminster. Looking for Tomlinson, now back outside Bedminster. And Colley shoots the 3, no good. Rebound, Zach Duel. Duel spins, dribbles. Now off for Riverlands. Final 3 minutes of play. Gimby lands. Back for Gimby. Gimby blocked. I think that was Fabian Colley who'll get that one. It might have been Khalil Smith. Khalil Smith tries the coast-to-coast, fouled by somebody along the way. Set to check in for the Hurricanes. Jaden Martin, Vashon Ford, and Riverlands out checking in for the Tommies, number 4, Noah Boudreau. Second-year guard out of Ecole St. Anne here in Fredericton. Smith for the second. Rebound Evans. Boudreau on the release. That one doesn't go. DeVries was there looking for the board. Instead, it's Colley dribbles to the front court. Outside for Smith. Hurricanes seem to have devolved in here into a whole lot of one on the world offensive attempts. Zach Duell drives the truck down Broadway for 2 that time. One-on-one that time, Jason Tomlinson. Fouled again. And that's going to be on DeVries, and DeVries' third, team over the limit. Shooting foul anyway for Tomlinson. The stripe is an area of improvement for Tomlinson. See how he looks here on the second one. That one looks a little better. Oh. Release looked better. It was off the mark for sure. Going to be a push on Khalil Smith, and that's going to be his 5th. And we're going to need someone off the bench here for Holland. With 1:39 to go. It's going to be Darrell Bedminster. Evans with a miss this time on the first. Pretty quiet here. Tommies have been, as I say, largely in control of this one, at least since the start of the third, partway through the second, I would really say. Ford, he's been pretty good here in the second half. No good off the glass. He really had to do something with it before getting called stuck in the key too long. Wilson, pardon me. Not Wilson. Evans on the miss. Gimby misses the putback. Bedminster on the drive, good score. I promise I'll try to focus it in here for the final minute of play. Tommy's content to take a little air out of the ball here. Boudreau on the drive, off glass. It doesn't go, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Darrell Bedminster. And that's going to send Noah Boudreau to the line. Third foul on Bedminster. 44 seconds to play. Mind we're back here again tomorrow, 1 and 3. Women and men, same schools. Senior day. Come on down for that one if you can't join us right here on Tommy's Nation TV on YouTube and ACAA TV. Thanks, of course, to Sports Canada TV for powering all of that. It'll be our final regular season court sport action for the Tommies. We do host ACAA volleyball here. So we'll get one more kick at the can. It's going to be a foul on Evans, going to send Vashon Ford to the line. And just in the spirit of checking things out, I will check the online stats one last time. 94-63, hey, they're right. Leaders for Holland College, Tomlinson with 11, Rossiter with 10, Ford with 8 points and 10 boards. For the Tommies, Eddie has 18 points, Lance has 15, Wilson 14. 7 boards for Eddie. He'll probably be the player of the game. Offensive foul here on Noah Boudreau. 9 boards for Evan Villain to go with 11 points. 5 assists as well for Lane. That's a pretty good stat line. Several Tommies with 4 fouls. Not going to worry about that with 19 seconds left. ACAA.ca, go Tommies.ca. Both of them will have your links to box scores and all the information that you need. Hurricanes are just going to walk this one off. Your final score, the Tommies 94 and the Hurricanes 63. That's a 31-point victory for the Tommies. Don't count on it being the same tomorrow. There'll be a reset. This Hurricanes team, too well coached, too much talent on that club to not come out and look a little different tomorrow. We'll do it here. We'll wrap it up here. Seniors Day tomorrow. Come on back for that. Look forward to that. It's always a bit of an emotional day. For everyone here at St. Thomas, including the always amazing Alice in the producer's chair, I'm Bill Gibson. Thanks for tuning in today. See you tomorrow.